In football, the fans love a road to glory journey that players, managers and clubs take. The latest example can be found in the Bundesliga, where something totally unimaginable unfolded right in front of the football world. This is the story of Bayer Leverkusen's astonishing achievement, a tale of glory, perseverance, performance and leadership. Let's take a look at how Leverkusen left their mark in the history of football. Let's start from the beginning. It's October 2022. Leverkusen, once a fortress of attacking brilliance, felt more like a sinking ship. The once proud team, a constant thorn in the side of Bayern Munich, found themselves struggling in the 17th place with the pressure of relegation dangling over the club's head. The fans were restless, the players seemed demoralised, and the entire club felt like it was in a freefall. The defensive fatalities were glaring, the midfield was often overrun, and the forwards looked isolated and devoid of confidence. The Leverkusen curse was in play more than ever according to fans, and they were desperate not to see their team get relegated. And due to the club's poor performance, the sacking of coach Gerardo Seoane was almost inevitable. Now, the next question that was being asked around was, who is going to take over the responsibility of this struggling team? When Leverkusen announced the name of Xabi Alonso, a lot of eyebrows were raised. As a player, the Spaniard had quite the record. He was a legendary midfielder who played for clubs like Liverpool, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, and won titles like the World Cup, European Championship and Champions League. But when it came to coach Xabi Alonso, it was a different case. Before Leverkusen, he had never coached a senior side, with his only experience coming from coaching Real Sociedad B. And with relegation looming, it seemed like a risk for Leverkusen to hire a coach with such little managerial experience. But it seemed like the Leverkusen management didn't have any kind of doubt. This shouldn't be viewed as an experiment for Leverkusen. It's not about experience, it's about quality. Sporting director Simon Rolfs said of Alonso's appointment, "There's always an element of risk involved, but you always have to improve. I'm absolutely convinced it will work out," he added. Alonso's arrival brought a wave of cautious optimism. Known for his intelligence and tactical acumen as a player, there was a hope he could translate that into management. Alonso immediately set to work on instilling his philosophy: possession-based football, high pressing and fluid attacking movements. The initial results were mixed, but there was a notable shift in the team's attitude. Players seemed more focused and disciplined, and the morale began to lift. Alonso recognised the attacking talent at his disposal, players like Moussa Diaby and Florian Wirtz, who possessed the raw ability to terrorise defences. He nurtured them, channeling their creativity into a more controlled, effective brand of football. Alonso led Leverkusen to finish in 6th place in his first season, qualifying for Europa League the following season. It was a testament to Leverkusen's trust in Alonso, and the results were definitely showing the risk had paid off, turning a nightmare season with potential relegation to finishing in a position with European football. And for his efforts, Alonso was also rewarded a new contract until 2026. In the summer window, Leverkusen lost key players in Alonso's system, such as Moussa Diaby, Mitchell Bakker and Kerem Demirbay. But Leverkusen would back Alonso and sign players like Granit Xhaka, Alejandro Grimaldo, Jonas Hoffmann and Victor Boniface. These additions bolstered the squad significantly, providing Alonso with more options and increasing competition for positions. This influx of talent, combined with Alonso's tactical adjustments, transformed Leverkusen into a much more formidable team. Alonso opted for the 3-4-2-1 formation, and that worked a charm for him. He was able to use box-to-box fullbacks such as Alejandro Grimaldo and Jeremy Frimpong and gave them license to roam, exploiting space behind the opposition's fullbacks. When attacking, Alonso's team split into a defensive 5 and attacking 5, and that proved to be a useful tactic as their attack was absolutely electric, with goals coming from a variety of players. Given Alonso's reputation as one of the greatest passing midfielders of his generation, it's no surprise that Leverkusen is heavily possession-based, racking up the majority of possession in the games they played. But it wasn't passing just for passing's sake. Alonso made sure that the possession had a purpose, with a focus on moving the opposition around and exploiting weaknesses and directness. Because of this style of play, Leverkusen scored lots and rarely conceded, only conceding 24 goals in 34 games in the Bundesliga, less than 1 goal conceded a game. A hallmark of Leverkusen's season was their knack for scoring crucial last-minute goals. This never-say-die attitude earned them vital points and became a defining feature of their campaign. Throughout the season and in all competitions, they had a series of heart-stopping finishes that showcased their resilience and play-to-the-end mentality, something influenced by Alonso. In pivotal moments, they turned draws into wins and losses into draws, proving their mental fortitude. They scored 12 goals in the final 10 minutes of matches, with 5 of those being decisive winners. These dramatic moments not only secured crucial points, but also galvanised the team's belief in their title charge. By the end of February 2024, the story for Leverkusen had changed drastically since October 2022. They were now title favourites, with an 8-point lead over league giants Bayern Munich. Undefeated too. The undefeated streak continued week after week, and they gave no signs as to letting up. Finally, the time to make history came. The decisive match was against Werder Bremen on April the 14th. A win would secure the Bundesliga and end Bayern's 11-year dominance. The whole world was eagerly awaiting to see if history was made or not. Leverkusen started the match with high intensity and took control early on. Florian Wirtz was a standout performer, scoring twice before half-time. The second half saw Leverkusen maintaining their dominance. Wirtz completed his hat-trick early in the half and the team's relentless attacking play continued, with 2 more goals added to the tally. An emphatic 5-0 win crowned Leverkusen champions of Germany, the first time the club had achieved this feat in 119 years. But the job wasn't finished. They wanted to cement themselves in footballing history and join the likes of Arsenal and Juventus in winning a league unbeaten. And with each week, Leverkusen showed their determination, avoiding loss in late fashion, and eventually they did it. 28 wins, 6 draws and 0 losses. Leverkusen would now join the Invincibles. Leverkusen's domestic dominance didn't stop with the Bundesliga. They also triumphed in the DFB Pokal, Germany's Premier Cup competition. Making it to the final, their opponent was FC Kaiserslautern. Leverkusen dominated possession and the first and only goal came from Granit Xhaka in the 17th minute. Despite a late Kaiserslautern push, Leverkusen's defence secured the win, completing their first domestic double. Leverkusen's European campaign in the Europa League also offered the same amount of excitement as their domestic ones. They advanced to the final, also undefeated, eliminating teams like West Ham and Roma in the build-up to the final. In the final, they faced Atalanta, where they unfortunately fell short and suffered a 3-0 loss, giving them their first and only loss of the season. They were so close to completing a truly unbeaten season, but this season just highlights how far the team has come under Alonso's leadership. What do you think about Leverkusen's historic season? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.